Yep, yep. Yo, yo, yo. We're back. We're here again. A little late, but it's not my fault. It's see what happened was a rabbit, and that's it. That's it.
A rabbit.
Yeah, you guys thought I was going somewhere with that, but I wasn't. How's everybody
And
doing?
Windows.
Doing good, man.
It's cold out. I will tell you that it's cold
Yeah, it's getting cold and I don't like it.
at all. At freaking all. It like yo, on the way to work today it was 37 degrees out. And I know it's October. I know it's supposed to be getting cooler. But
I'm
I
in
was
denial. I don't want it to get cold.
Mm.
I don't mind it getting like cool, like say 60s, 70s, even 50s. That's fine. It's fall. But 30s is unacceptable
hmm
for right now. It's just unacceptable.
I
We
agree.
don't,
And here where I am in Pennsylvania, it is like that in the morning. And then there's about a 6 hour span in which it feels like it's almost 70 degrees and then it goes down again.
Mm-hmm.
So, nothing's temperate at all at the moment.
Mm.
one day. One day. And I don't want to, I don't even need it to be, excuse me, hot per se, because I hate that too. Just like a nice, like I said, if we can get mid
Spring.
70s all year round, beautiful.
I agree.
80s with a
But
breeze.
I will say this though. If you give me no snow, I'll take extreme cold.
How extreme is extreme though, James?
I'll talk about like
Are you talking like
tomorrow's
Russia extreme?
no, I'll talk about like tomorrow's gonna be only not 11 degrees outside.
Ew.
I'll take that over snow. I hate snow.
Well, snow and ice are just horrible things. Snow's
I
great if it melts within 24 hours.
Snow.
yeah.
Listen, here's my thing with snow. Now that I'm an adult, snow would be perfect if it just snowed just on the front lawn and in the backyard. That's it.
Mhm.
We don't need it on the roads. We don't need it on
He
the
watched Magic Snow where it snows and just lands on grass
because
and
it look.
stays
You
there.
know why those like if you watch movies and stuff, right? Like when the families are going places, the roads
Mhm.
are always clean, the sidewalks are always clean.
That's
Maybe a little
true.
snow on there, but the lawns always have snow on them, snowmen and
Mhm.
all this other shit. The roof of the house and the yards, but like the places that they want cleaned up, yeah, they clean up the snow, fine, cool. But still,
Remember, it's Hollywood. Municipal services works well in, a narrative.
yeah, I know, but let's just make it
And it
real.
looks like they mold. It looks like they mold their lawn, their snow, because it's
Mhm.
all flat. There's like no hills or lumps anywhere. It's
Hmm.
like a perfect. It's like a perfect coating across the lawn.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
I envy that.
but
That's what I envy. It's fake snow.
yeah,
Not even
that's
fake.
coming.
We don't need
It's
snow.
not that time yet, though. It's a fall. It's Halloween month,
Yes,
spooky
Sturd-o-Ween.
month.
Spooky
It's
month,
October.
exactly.
It's fall. So we'll stick with that. Not winter yet. No snow.
Yes. Now, we are gathered here tonight for a reason, of course. And that reason is we're going to be discussing the movie Vi, which came out in
Or
1960
V,
or
how you
V.
pronounce it, I guess. Whatever.
Mhm.
Boom. Oh shit, wrong one.
Get both
Boom.
options.
This one right here.
Boring.
Overlaid, not the background. V, Vi, Vo, Vum.
Seriously though, if you took away the monsters and everything, and you went into like an adult store, that's a cover of a movie.
Oh fuck yeah, it is. That's a cover of a movie, cover of a toy. That's that's a lot. That's a thumbnail.
That's like fucking V takes Dallas.
That's more like Debbie takes Tyrone. You see the gleam in her eyes?
Ugh, there you go. That shit is horrible cover. I can't believe that shit. That's the first. I laughed the first time I seen this. I was like, oh, that's the first. My mind went there automatically.
What I'm laughing at is it hasn't been 5 minutes yet.
I
Not
can't
even
help it because you
five.
showed me the fuck. You showed me the fucking cover.
You
I
guys are
know.
making me feel better about myself.
And
As far as imagery or semiotics pertaining to sexuality, bam. Maybe I've just known the film for so long that, I mean, if I look at that poster art and I go, okay, I want to put myself in a scene, then yeah, but you guys might be dirtier than I am.
Thank
Oh,
you.
oh, my mind's I got gutter trash. I got a gutter trash mind, so
I appreciate that.
I
take
admit
that.
It-
I really do.
well, thank you. I guess.
Listen. As men, we don't get many, so we take what we can get. And one of those, because you know why though? Because like in the guy group chat and the guy chats, that's a thing, a badge of honor. In the real world, probably not. It's not going to get us anywhere. But in our little areas,
Lexicon.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, the movie,
movie,
V,
yeah. So it's like a horror, folklore, fantasy, drama movie.
Russian horror film.
Like that's what the category. Like what that's the what you call this?
Yeah.
Like the category of horror, right?
It's actually interesting because at the time, I would say that it was fairy tale, superstition, things of that nature. It was definitely part of what is called cinema fantastique. But nowadays, this movie is easily in the top 10 folk horror films ever made. So this is squarely a folk horror film.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do get that vibe from it. Like I got, which I said in my TikTok video just dropped. I got like the of course it was kind of later. Well, not super late, but little bit into the movie. I'll say like the demonic vibes you'd get and the witch vibes. Well, the witch you've seen, saw I should say. So you kind of got those vibes, but then it was like a lot of the. I think it was like a lot of the folk stuff that was going on that I was just like, what the hell is going on with all this extra, with all this other shit, and just. I'm just gonna get right to it, man. I was laughing. I don't know if I forgot what I said in the group chat, but the older lady, she tells everybody where they can sleep and stuff. She has one guy go in the barn, and then she goes in there and starts fucking with him.
Yeah, no.
She just starts fucking with him and then bullying him. And then at some point, she ends up on his shoulders, has him neigh like a horse, and she leaves. They like the barn. Say that again.
That's Toma, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Bobby.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
Because that is not.
That's the main character, Toma, I think.
Yeah, Coma.
Yes,
the philosopher who is also okay. So if you've seen the movie, wonderful. If you haven't seen the movie, great. But it's very important that it's the first thing you see is a group of Sumerian students, seminary students, and they are literally getting a reprieve, a time to get out, a mini vacation. And in the short story, which I'll talk about in a little bit, the kind of person, the philosopher, the grammarian, the theologian is really painted out. And the philosopher, Coma, is painted out as literally being like the bottom of the barrel beatnik. Like he doesn't have a tobacco on him. All he has is, in the story, this is what it says, he doesn't have tobacco on him. He only has, shreds and pieces because he just smoked it all up ASAP. So Coma is by nature a non-believer. He's also just doing whatever he needs to do to hopefully get some kind of job. So when the three men get to the stable, they run into a Baba Yaga or a witch. And Coma, also being an idiot, is very easily seduced / disgusted at this point by the Baba Yaga. And she then literally rides him, and that is a control thing. So he is being bewitched, and it eventually leads to him trying to kill this witch. But once she is killed, it is discovered that she is a young girl and also the daughter of nobility. So out of the blue, before she dies, she asks for Koma to pray over her. Very important to remember, this is Russian Orthodox. Koma has no idea and doesn't want to do it because he's just like, I don't know who this is. And then he sees who it is. And it's all about the witch getting revenge on this very weak soul. And the Vi is up there with, say, like Cthulhu or, an under god. He is the great god Vi, who is so powerful that once his eyelids are lifted, he can pretty much destroy you. And that's the concept in a nutshell.
So that's really quick, Trevor. So that thing was the Vi, right?
Yes, at the very end.
Okay.
That's the Vi. Character played by, I forget who, but the witch. It's very important to understand that that she is delivering him to the V. And the V is so intense. I mean, the V is very much almost like a Satan concept that literally the demons run away. It's yeah. I love this film, but it's also one I've seen many, many times.
See, this was a first time. I've never even heard. Honestly, I've never even heard of this film. So you introduced it to us, and when I played it today, I watched it today, and I'm just like, what the fuck does he have me watching? What is going on? But it's one of those ones again where it's like you're not. It's not like something where you're not interested in, because you are interested in what you are interested, but it's just like this is a little confusing because it took a little bit. Once it started, then it slow burn, so it starts to pick up a little bit, and you're like, okay, so I get the whole there's a demon. I understand that now. I understand there's a witch now. I understand about that much. That's it. Then there's a bunch of crazy shit going on. Like, what I mean, just from again the old lady riding this dude's shoulders, from acting like he's a horse to just out of nowhere flying. What I liked about it, I thought was kind of cool / funny, is it's like slowly going up in the. They're like slowly going up. It wasn't like how a lot of things it just kind of goes up quick. It was like, nope. First you just see him running, and he's like still like his feet are still kicking like he's running as they're flying up, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, how did that even happen? Holy shit! And then they get to the land.
The camera work in this film is amazing.
Yeah.
And then
some of that stuff I don't know how they did. No.
I mean, and this is literally everything is on the fly, and you had a lot of good people working on this film, so you can't talk about cinema and not leave out the importance of Russia. Of course, Eisenstein, Battleship Potemkin, The Man with the Camera by Vertov. It's just so key. Later films by Tarkovsky. Russian cinema is always been, looked up to. And one of the things about this movie that is so cool is, okay, so there are 3 directors connected to this film. And, there are different reports. There are not a lot of reports, but Alexander Patushko was the uncredited director. Now, in various genre circles, Patushko is considered the Mario Bava of Russia. And he did many films like Sampo and The Sultan and the Tsar, and they're these over-the-top fairy tale films that feel, some of it is on a soundstage, some isn't. And it leads to the argument that Alexandre Patushko, pardon me, actually did more for this film than the other two directors. Most notably, a gentleman called Konstantin Urschholbe, who was a very popular director. But you look at, the films of Patushko and how distinct this is. I think he wrote the script too. So, I think that he had a lot to do with it. And his vision, he was a visionary director. And he was a visionary director doing what a lot of people couldn't do well. And, okay, so at this time, we're looking at the Soviet Union. And most of the generalized cinema and all this was very propaganda based. Of course, if you were talking against or producing art against, this was not, it was frowned upon. But within the confines of the fantastique, the uncanny, sci-fi, horror, it gave filmmakers a lot of ability to do things and push the envelope where it's just like, this is fantasy, it's horror, it's that's all it counts. We don't have to worry about it. And a lot of that cinema slips under the Iron Curtain in its own way.
Like they found a loophole in the whole.
But it also, okay, so Russia in itself, super long history of the fantastique in general. This film, Viy'S, is based on a novella by a gentleman named Nikolai Gogol. It was written like 1835. So Gogol is Russia's equivalent to Edgar Allan Poe. If you were to take Poe and kind of go like this with Kafka. His works have been adapted endlessly, and actually right now, I think it's on Tubi, there's a Russian television show that takes his tales and mixes them into a narrative that also involves Nikolai Gogol as a character. And I've seen a few episodes. So, this movie is so important, but it's an adaptation of a truly amazing short story that really captures a lot of things that would later become tropes in horror. Now, if you look at just generalized Russian literature, Pushkin, who basically was like, the Hans Christian Andersen, definitely had almost vampiric elements. Dostoevsky, the demons, Tolstoy, the vampire, the uncanny, very popular in Russian literature. So when you look at this, and yeah, it's a lot of Russia. It's the Orthodox Russian Church. It is a whole different set of superstitions and folklore. It is a difficult movie to approach, but it's also a great film that opens a whole other element of cinema, and eventually gets you to eventually see films like Stalker and stuff like that. That Russian cinema, especially under the Iron Curtain, was kind of just there to do it for itself, and that produced a lot of very distinct, interesting, and weird cinema.
That definitely explains this one here. Because this one, like I said, I dug it. It was interesting and weird, like you just said. And what was like the what drew you to this? Like, how did you come about this, if you remember?
Ooh.
Because this is, I feel like this is the
Okay.
type of movie, just from the little bit that I do know you, I feel like this is the type of movie where someone was like, Trevor, listen to this movie, Vi, and they just said a few things about it to you, and you're like, I got to check it out. Was it something like that, or?
I had heard about it. I'd actually had the Gogol story before I even knew it was a movie. And I just remember it coming up in a lot of discussions. And then I think it was about 2019, Severin Films released a version of it. And that, of course, Severin is one of those boutique labels that is become so distinct and so important that these companies are, I mean, they're taking a big responsibility because they're educating us in the next generation. They're the gatekeepers of that information about horror film. So they released it. And it was just like, okay, I've heard about this. It's Russian. It's got demons in it. First day by. I watched it and I was mesmerized. Actually, about 3 years ago, I took my kids into my father's office where there was a large room and you can project it. I actually showed this to them, and they were just like, I don't think they really understood, but they were just like, it was visually beautiful.
Mhm.
Mm.
You could definitely, yeah, I could definitely say that about this movie. I like the visuals in this movie a lot. The visuals were real nice, and I just didn't really get as much as I did dig it and did have a good time with it. I didn't really get too attached with the story though. Maybe it's
Mhm.
because of an understanding thing. I don't know if it's because of an understanding or it just wasn't enough for me. But it wasn't bad though. It wasn't a bad movie.
Oh, this is the first time watch for me. What I got from it, it was like a revenge thing. So, yeah, like you said, the witch was like bewitching him,
Mhm.
but then he basically like, I don't even know what the fuck he was hitting her with. Was it a stick? His boot? I don't even fucking remember.
It
He
was an
just
ugly
wailed.
stick. He made her pretty.
He was just wailing on her. But then she was like,
Oh,
"No,
yeah.
you're killing me." Turns to the girl, then he just runs. So the witch is dying, I guess, goes to the village and the father, and she knows she's dying. So it's like a revenge thing. She's like, "No, get coma. I'm going to torture you," because he don't, like Trevor said, he don't believe in the shit. So she wants him to pray.
Oh yeah.
And so
Mhm.
it's like he
3 days.
he's testing his faith basically. And he's going around, he goes, "Oh, I'm not afraid." And that whole village just keeps him hostage too. He can't get out of there. They keep grabbing him and bringing him back. I'm like, damn, man. I was like, this
Yep.
fucking guy's getting tortured. Like the second night, his hair turns white. I'm like, and I think she said blind, but I don't think he was blind. It looked like he was walking around fine to me. I didn't see him bumping the shit.
It was,
She seemed blind whenever she came awake in the
she's blind.
Yeah,
coffin. She
I
was
know.
blind.
She was just running into walls and shit with that coffin. She was driving it like a car, just like smashing to walls.
That was funny.
It was the effects are weird. The coffin scene was weird. That was the weird part to me. It's like every time the coffin sits up and it's like flowing and it's just slamming into the visible, because when you draw the circle, can't get across it. It was just banging into like a
sacred
visible
circle.
wall. An invisible
You know what?
wall.
You know what I liked about that scene though, James, is when she was like standing up around the circle and doing this.
Oh
I
yeah,
kinda
that part was
that.
cool. But I'm talking about the
She did
Doing
coffin.
miming. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, miming.
When the coffin was hitting against it, when she was like sitting straight up, like she was driving the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that part I
was
know.
dope.
I was like, what the fuck? I just
Surfing
started
in a
laughing.
coffin.
I do got a quick. So towards the beginning, more Trevor, like once before everybody's dismissed, or no, actually, it's like when they're dismissed and they're leaving. Why are they just taking all that shit from the women and just grabbing people and just taking
snatch!
shit?
Yeah, you just snatched. He snatched up a girl too. Wrapped
Yeah,
her up
okay,
and fucking dragged her away. I was like, uh-oh.
The story and the film take an interesting stance on certain elements of religion. And, you know, even though there's one's a philosopher, one's a grammarian, one's a theologian, they're all going to seminary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a comment on, so these are the people that are going to tell us what to believe, and which actually is brought up in the film in one of the first major like drunken scenes in the film with the villagers. A large portion of that argument is about, well, I'm a deacon, but what do they tell you, philosopher, up there on the hill? What do you get to read? What do you know that you tell us? And that, you know, it gives you an idea of where the church was, but how Gogol was really being sarcastic about, you know, yeah, guys, you might be able to have access to the books, but you're all fucking idiots. And this is where, like, the fantastique, horror, sci-fi is used so much in countries in which there is a major censoring of speech, is because you can make social and political comments like the one in the beginning of this film and Gogol's from 1835 of these, seminary students gone wild,
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's how that's what makes sense to me.
Okay, that's
Well,
fair.
I hope that girl's okay. The one that got dragged away by the two men.
Shit. That was
Collateral narrative.
Yo, they were
Nothing more in the Gogol story here.
they were taking everything, like we said, the people, food, clothes, just grabbing shit and just running off and just like.
Hey, they're on vacation. They had to get supplies, man. They're all spreading out.
Yeah.
Before, if I sorry to interrupt, before I forget, you, James, you talked about being a revenge film.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a different view on that. I think it's more okay. So one thing that happens in folk horror films a lot is it usually involves the choice of a person for a sacrifice of some kind. And there's usually some logic behind why that person is chosen, like Wicker Man and things like that. So this is a situation in which, the witch puts up the students, but she can tell that the one that is, like just the loser, like the one who doesn't really care about anything, can smell it on him. Basically, by doing nothing that could possibly seduces him easily enough that she can get on his back and ride him. And what does he do? So when he kills her, or supposedly kills her because she crawls back, it is almost like fishing for the worst, most hypocritical soul so I can feed our great god Vi.
Yeah.
And over those 3 nights, you just see how his already, like, almost shy version of the rights over this body just goes downhill because he's so drunk, and he is the low of the people who are supposed to be the high. And there you go. That's for you, Vi. So that also in itself puts it in the folk horror concept. And folk horror is exactly what it is. Heavily folklore influenced. And this is a movie that you could just tear apart, and it just goes to all kind of folklore.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that with the folk horror. But what do you guys what's everybody's ratings before we dive a little further into this film? Trevor,
I'm gonna give it a 6.
6, you said, James?
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Trevor?
10.
10?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Dave?
I'll go 7. As of now, I don't know. Trevor's might sway me by. He's got a half hour still, so might sway me.
That's fair.
Because I'm with Sturdy on the story, but the effects and the camera work and everything else raises it.
Yeah. That's where I'm. Yeah.
What about I don't entirely understand what the hell is going on, but just the visuals bumped it up a lot for me.
Fair. How about you, Chad?
I was going to go like 6.5. I'll go 6.7.
6.7.
Cool.
Because I love the effects. Like, how they kind of pulled some of that shit off back in like probably 66 when they made it.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking incredible because a lot of that shit almost looked green screen before the green screen.
Another reason why Patushko is called the Mario Bava of Russia.
Yeah.
Bava was a cinematographer, and he was known, if nothing else, he could figure something out.
Like,
so,
and like the final scenes where like all the ghouls and shit are coming out of the walls and everything, like that shit looked dope.
There it is.
Yeah, and when they crawled back in it, when the fucking when the big shit came out, the V.
Yeah, they all look dope, and then like they had like all those giant hands like surrounding the room, and like all that shit looked like it would be some kind of computer graphic shit. But
Yeah.
back then, it's like it's not as easy as shit is today.
Mhm.
And you know what? I
You know what V remind me of?
What?
Remember that? I don't know if you guys seen it. It was a the little it was a cartoon of monsters. It was the purple thing with the hand for eyes.
was it Nickelodeon?
Yeah,
Were
it
they
was a Nickelodeon show. I think it was like a purple monster. It was like one.
I know. I remember
yeah.
the cartoon.
That's what it reminded me of when he was walking out. I was like, oh.
He did have
Oh,
little like T-Rex arms. His like hands are just straight out of his chest.
Yeah, he's like, flip my eye. He's like,
Well,
oh, I can't see. Open my eyes.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, when they flapped his eyes up, that's what it looked like because they were
Yeah,
up.
yeah, I know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It was like
They're
a
like,
So
tan-
they're
heavy
like,
with
I
iron, they
can't
have
see.
to
They're
be
like,
pushed
open my
up.
eyes. The demon just flapped his eyes up for him. And they're like crystal. Were they like crystal, like glass crystals or something? His eyes. I
yeah, they did
forgot.
kind of look,
They looked
as
like sparkly. I couldn't.
or like they lit
see
up,
what it
like
was.
kind of like a light.
Yeah, I think they did have like lights in them or something. But they like all the ghouls and shit look dope.
Did the music?
The rest of the story
Mean
almost
anything?
just seemed like a drunk dude getting fucked with by a witch. The whole movie.
That's how I took it.
A lot of vodka in this movie. Lots
A
a
lot
lot
of
of vodka.
Shit,
Vodka.
Russians love that vodka.
they were drinking like there was no fucking tomorrow. I gave this a 6, by the way, too.
Mhm.
Pretty much for the same reasons as everyone else. Like the story, the story I wasn't crazy about, but the visuals alone are just awesome. And for that
Yeah.
time alone is amazing. For
Mhm.
67, come
Mhm.
on.
Like even like the scene where like she's flying with him. Like that shit looked
Mhm.
dope.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
You could tell they were just kind of like just chilling on like a mat or whatever, but they pulled it off. For that time frame, that's pretty fucking impressive.
I mean,
Yeah, it was.
major technicians. I mean, this is the country that gave us the concept of the montage. I mean, yeah, there are people. I mean, that was the thing. If you went into Mosh Film, which was a monopoly, started about 1924, you learned, and you learned well. You know, and it was, it was boot camp level with great people. And that's why I think there's so much great Russian cinema that I can honestly say one should experience for the visual aspect of it, if nothing else.
I could,
And a lot of those shots, like those disorienting shots, there's there's one of what's his name? Starts with a K. What's the priest's name?
Koma
Okay.
Bukas.
I keep forgetting his name. Where he's like in the front of the like he's shaking, but the background behind him looks different. It's just a really wet. Like I don't know how they did a lot of that stuff. I can't remember the scene, but and yeah, all the stuff with the hands coming out. It's like
toilet.
I don't know. It was really impressive to me.
Thanks,
Well,
Hannah.
most of
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff
it.
was
Real
done
monster.
on set. Of course, there was use of green screen in this film that was, for the time period, really amazing. It wasn't green screen, but it was the process that you did as far as with negative film to overlap. But like, okay, so the scenes involving the coffin, also going around the church, all the demons, all the hands, that's all camera tricks. And also appliances that literally, like the classic Fred Astaire dancing on the ceiling, were doing that. And you had, I mean, so yet again, another thing to love about this film is that it is so, I mean, the technicians involved in this film are really amazing.
I agree.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And plus all the makeup too from all the
Oh yeah.
the demons.
Yeah, all the applications look good too. Like all like the two-nosed zombies and shit coming through there.
Those were cool as hell.
Yeah.
Two nose zombies. The freaking
Yeah, they had a little bit of everything. There was like a gargoyle looking thing. There was demons. There was
some zombies.
Zombies. Yeah.
Whenever they were like dropping out from like that other piece of wood against the wall, like, you could like barely tell there was like a thing there.
Yeah.
They're all like creeping out from behind it, like just dropping on the floor. That shit was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Can I pose a question to you guys?
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. So with the, I mean, the novella is so similar to the movie. It's almost verbatim. But by the end of the movie, do you feel that the village in itself is behind this? Or do you think they're just innocent bystanders?
Oh, they're part of it. 100%.
They were all kind of shady to me too.
I feel like everybody's a part of it because it happened too smooth, too easy for like everything that was going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was ever around. Nobody ever questioned it or seen anything or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Also at the end, when they're back up at the church, when the people were sitting there talking to each other, the two guys, the one guy was like, everybody knows that village, they're all witches.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason I was like, yeah. And plus, they, like I said, they wouldn't let them leave and shit. They're like, they're all sketchy. And it seemed like they warped. The guy, they did a Jason thing. The dude had a big head start. The two bigger guys are like walking behind the shed, and all of a sudden they're right next to him. Like, where are you going?
Like, get your ass back up there.
Yeah,
It's
I was like, how
interesting
the fuck?
I'm sorry. It's interesting because in the novella and in the film, it's never like, it's so immensely vague. But, even with it out ever being like, there's nothing that makes you 100% think the entire village is involved. Yet again, this is a film that set a trope for folk horror. Which yet again is, of course, trying to get the sacrifice in a particular person, but also the kind of like nurturing and, get him drunk, back him up. Yeah, like at Midsommar or something. So if you look at folk horror just in general, and then just kind of think back to this movie, you're going to see a lot of similarities.
What about the father? He's just sitting in a chair all depressed. You think he was in on it, or is he?
Oh, yes, totally.
Okay.
That's no question.
Well, they really didn't seem too broken up whenever they went into the church and saw her and him just laying on the floor. They were just kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're like, you okay?
Like they expected it to happen.
Yeah.
Yo, they just walked in and walked out.
And someone keeps cleaning up that circle. He has to keep drawing that shit every night.
Anything about like the witch being back to like her old self instead of being this young chick in the box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when the box falls.
Oh yeah,
apart,
that too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then the next scene, you see these guys just outside fucking painting and fucking drinking vodka.
Talking about, oh, poor Corma Brutus. He came to a bad spot.
Yep.
And really, the novella ends the same way. Them going to get more booze.
Oh my god!
Yet again, saying something about the power structure, and also, I mean, this is a film where you have people literally saying, "Hey, I know there is information you have that only you have, but you're an idiot. You're a fool. How am I going to respect you?" As far as the village goes, I do definitely think that they are involved, but what I wasn't sure is if the head of the village, I think it's general, of the village, is almost like a warlock, kind of a warlock vampire, and he is oppressing, whatever. I think that's probably a little too deep a read on it, but if you look at the tropes and basics of folk horror, the village that tries to make the people think everything is fine, it is a trope.
Okay.
And coma, how do you make him think everything's fine? Oh, you just keep him drunk as anything.
Right.
Yep.
Liquid courage.
I was wondering why, like every time he went back in there, he had to redraw the circle.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
because the very first time, like the very first time he puts it on there, you can see like a dusted outline of where like the circle used to be, and he's just kind of like following it as a guideline.
Yep.
Like I wouldn't think he needed to draw a new one every time he went back in there.
Exactly.
Giving more credence to the fact that possibly the town is in on it.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
They just go in there and sweep that shit away.
Yep.
Yeah, they almost have to be in on it. I feel like they almost have to be in on it. And I mean, who the fuck didn't look up in the sky at some point and see some old ass lady flying in the air on some dude's shoulders? There's no way in hell.
Well, they're all drunk and passed out by that time, man.
That's true. Somebody has to be sober. Fuck, don't maybe.
But I wouldn't be saying "let me go" whenever I'm flying in the.
Yeah, I know.
Air.
Let me. Yeah.
Let me go. Like, no, never mind. Like, just put me down. Like,
I'm like, are we gonna land soon?
Right. Like I thought we were playing chicken. I didn't know you were fucking taking me for a ride.
That scene made me laugh because that was so weird. I did not expect her to jump up on his shoulders and make him run.
I was like Hurricane Rana and shit.
I was
like, can I at least apologize to all the people down there that just pissed and shit on out of fear for you just having me fly out of no fucking way? Didn't even warn him or nothing, just flying.
I thought he with a chance of shit.
Then I'm like, what happened to the other two guys? She was like, oh, you can come in the house, being all nice to the one.
Yeah, shit was, I don't know.
The other two
I'll
guys
do one last testimonial to try to push it. And that is, I think this movie does something that so many other movies have failed to do. Whether it's confusing or whatever, is it plays so much like a fairy tale. And it's just, you know, between that and the fact that this movie pretty much wrote the book on an entire genre of horror. That's my last try to, you know, convert you guys to the dark side.
Hey, like I said, I the visuals and stuff I enjoy. The story, like I said, it was the story I didn't care for too much. Everything else I liked. Everything else I did like, and I do want to show this. I have to show this picture because we were talking about these things earlier, and they just look cool as shit. Where are they at? Boom, boom. These motherfuckers right here.
Oh yeah. The Vi.
Like this whole vibe is cool. The Vi, the V, whatever you want to call that, and then just the beings around them, the creatures around them.
You got something like
they are all actors. Everyone is an actor.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, whatever they're portraying.
But it's just really, really impressive.
It is.
Know, nowadays, you see something like that, and it's like, oh, I bet that was actors. And no, this was actors and putty and glue. Yeah. Old school stuff.
The way to do it. The right way. I mean,
yeah.
Yes, this is the way to do it. That just looks cool. That looks cool. And I honestly wish that we got more of this from the movie. I understand that's not what it was about, but I kind of wish, like, I mean, yeah, it's called Divide, but I wish it was more about that. Like, we got more of this. We got to see more of that and kind of, I don't know, maybe something more, just something more with this in the story visually.
Now, is a Vi a real folklore thing that people believe in?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting.
Vi does appear in folklore. So it was not a creation of Nikolai Gogol.
Okay.
It was like a lot of his fiction was pulled from, existing, oral folklore.
Oh,
you had to say oral because of the cover, didn't you?
Dude.
I gotta pull the cover up because of that.
I mean, you guys are really making me feel better.
Listen, man, I'm telling you. It's the first thing I thought of when I seen that.
I'm not shaming. I great. I mean,
so people out there, if you ever come across this, no, it's not a porn. It's a horror.
No, this is the real movie cover, people.
It's a real
movie.
movie.
You're going to see this movie. It is on Tubi. This is the real cover. It is.
Jesus.
But I mean,
don't think it's a Halloween.
I mean, it is called Vi, Spirit of Evil. So I don't know.
It's not a
possibly play with that for the
nothing.
It's not a Halloween porn. It's a real movie.
Demon now.
5, Sphincter of Evil.
Sphincter of Evil. Holy shit. We're back at this again. This is the first 4 minutes. We're back at it now. 44 minutes in.
Yeah, can't help it.
It's like a circle.
It is.
Fucking
I like
cover,
that.
I did read that the guy that played the monster was a circus artist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he was he was known for being a strongman because the suit was so heavy.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, okay.
Shit looks heavy.
Well, that makes sense.
That shit looks fucking heavy. You want to put this on? No. I know I told you guys I wanted to be that in the movie, but I didn't realize it was going to be this big and heavy.
Yeah.
We could make it light by using paper mache, but now we're going to put a whole bunch of this heavy shit on you.
But you don't want it to fall apart. Listen,
right.
just paint me whatever color. What is that? Lime green, blue.
I don't even know the materials they used in the 60s. What is that? What is that on him? Is it like a cage, wiring? Then they plaster shit on him?
Styrofoam. Well, not plaster of Paris. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the creatures in this. What would you say?
I have no clue.
Was foam latex a thing back then? Probably not.
No.
What, 66, 67?
67.
Yeah.
You gotta remember 67 and in Russia. So.
Man, I'd hate to fucking apply that shit. I guarantee you only had a film for 1 day.
It could literally be Fulci zombie kind of stuff, except with a lot more.
Yeah.
Literally just packing this stuff on people. Hey, don't move for 3 hours and just sweat.
Still.
Yeah.
So we can get this one shot. So
because they did all that choreography and stuff on top of that. So if they had to do that all in 1 day,
that'd be tough.
The stench.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Back then too, Jesus.
And I thought the music fit for this movie too. I believe you asked that earlier, Trevor.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you guys. So did this music sound familiar that was used in the film?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it was used in Fantasia and another Disney film. It's Modersky's what is it? Night on Bald Mountain, and it's the only thing used in this film. But yet again, I think it adds to the fairy tale element because so many of us, the first time we heard Night on Bald Mountain was through a Disney film. So just the music in itself, I know for me, it always had this kind of whimsical, otherworldly quality.
I think I'm gonna have the Night on Bald Mountain be my theme song.
Should be your pickup line. Ric Flair says Space Mountain. You're Bald Mountain.
Bald Mountain.
Woo!
Oh, we're having some laughs tonight, people. We're having some laughs tonight. As usual.
Like a British comedy level, kind of. Well, we're not just doing double entendre. It's
a witch
out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of British comedy,
we're all over.
Honestly, did anybody else shout at the screen, "She's a witch"?
I did.
I should have.
Nobody else?
I should have. If I would have yelled it, watching the movie, I would have yelled it in the group chat. Usually when I yell random stuff like that, I'm just like, fuck, I gotta say it's in the group chat too.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw somewhere that was an older man that played the witch. Or that played the older witch.
Old lady.
That was a man.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, because it very, very
looked like a man.
That was scary. That was the scariest part of the movie. Was that close up of him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Smiling.
Yeah, crazy looking, yeah.
Like,
Nikolai Kuchelov as Veldma. Yep.
Oh man, it means he had that guy's old ass nuts on the back of his neck while he's flying and shit.
No, for a minute there, he was so drunk. I thought he was going to get it on with that. The witch,
Bring me my broomstick.
Oh my god!
Where did these old guys' nuts come from? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, what from when the witch was flying?
Well, I know. You just derailed me with that for some reason.
Because weren't they wearing some sort of
Should never use nuts and derailed in the same sentence.
No.
Ouch.
No. Oh my
You're welcome.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, people, before we wrap this up, I'm gonna let you guys know what we're doing next week. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the title because I can't.
Trevor can do it. I believe in
But
him.
the movie
I
is
think
from
it's Hindi,
Indonesia.
isn't it?
This one right here.
Siska Kubar?
Shiskash Kubar. Yeah, that's. I mean, that is utterly crappy Hindi that I'm attempting, but
It means grave torture, guys.
oh,
There's tarantula legs.
wait.
This is new. This is new.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it, then I decided not to. Then it got picked. I was like, oh, I guess I'm watching it anyway.
Sweet.
This is who it's directed by.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Anwar.
It's the same guy who did the. It's from Indonesia. It's the
Yeah.
same guy who did the Satan slave stuff.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
You said the name, and I'm like, wait, that rings a bell, and that's why it's one of his movies.
So we're doing that
Cool.
Thursday.
More Indonesia.
More Indonesia.
Yeah,
More
I love
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Who knew we needed more Indonesia? I'm not mad at it. I'm excited for this. And it's a newer one too. I want to say it's on Netflix. Am I right about that, James? Is that where you found it?
I believe so.
Either way, we'll find out. But I can't wait. I'm excited for that. I have no idea what the hell it's about, but I'm excited for it.
Well, like I said in the
love when
last
that happens.
podcast, is like I put a whole bunch of Joko's movies on my watch list, so this works out great.
Hell yeah, get one just knocked right the hell off.
Yep. So
Knocked right the hell off. Video store clerks. What do you guys have coming up? What are you guys doing tonight?
Tonight we are doing the 2024 Salem's Lot.
Oh, I watched it. I liked it.
I didn't watch it yet. You know what? Maybe I'll watch the original. I've never watched the original, so maybe I'll watch the original.
I'm sure we'll talk about the original too, because I watched
Yeah.
that one as well, and then I fell asleep watching Return.
Nice.
I didn't do it.
I'm gonna
I was
watch it.
barload out.
Well, listen, people, go check out the video store clerks tonight at 10, right?
Yes, sir.
10 o'clock Eastern time. They're gonna be talking about Salem's Lot, the new one and the old one. And after you do that, go check out Ambassador Radio because he has some cool stuff. And I'm going to keep putting it in the air. You're eventually going to get these amazing breakdowns and deep dives from Trevor of the horror films on Ambassador Media. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You guys I'm speaking this positivity into existence.
at some point, I'd like to see that, but
See?
your words mean the world. So thank you very much. And like I've said before, your welcoming of me has helped me an amazing amount with a lot of my self-confidence.
I'm going to tell you this too, Trevor. You have another fan. My wife is a fan too. She's like,
good.
again, the deep dives you do, like, we're all just sitting here like your nephews or some students that are just like, holy shit, how does he know all of this stuff about like every movie we've discussed? And I love it because I'm like,
yeah, man, I love it. I love this.
Well, thank you.
Because you know what it is too. Some of the research, or not some of it, all of the research that you bring us.
It's
like
just how I roll. I can't do it any other way. So
no. Here's my thing.
It's nice to have an outlet to do it. So thank you.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is like what I like about it, or actually what I love about it is it's like it's stuff that I know to a certain extent. Like I'll look up some stuff after I watch a movie, of course, but I won't go to that extent. I love that you do because I know I won't, but it's also information that once I hear it, I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Holy shit, that's awesome. That's awesome. But the cool thing about it too for you is you also enjoy the research part of it. Me, I just enjoy I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate research. I enjoy the results. It's like this is just it's not my thing. Never was. Certain things, of course, you like to read about and all this, that, and the third. But as far as like, I guess digging up the information is the thing. But when it's like right there, like, oh, okay, cool. It's right here. That's what I need. That's how I want to do research. Just like look down and it's right there. That's sturdy research for you right there.
I want the end result. I don't give a shit how it's done.
I don't mean to brag, but I do not read.
But no, like it's real cool because it's. Well, I think what makes it even cooler is it's so many different cultures as well. Like it's not like it's just American movies. It's American movies. It's a fuck ton of foreign movies.
Just cinema in general.
Yeah. And then on top of that, it'll just be something weird and strange and crazy. We're just like Itchy the Killer, for example. That's a crazy ass movie. But it was an entertaining movie, and then just like the breakdown and everything you had around that, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, you really appreciate it after that. Because if you go in blind, not knowing any of these things, you're just like, what the hell did I just witness?
And then you have that conversation after. Like,
you're like,
when you watch
okay.
When you watch one of those crazy ass movies, you're trying to explain to people why you like it. You're like, you know what? Fuck this. Uncle T. Explain to them why you like it.
Well,
It'll sound way more educational.
It's amazingly fun and an honor for me because, I mean, at my age especially, I don't think there is more of a joy than turning somebody on to something, or helping somebody who is watching something and maybe give them a little bit more. But also for me, the most beautiful thing is having that kind of discourse and connection and seeing that those people have the same passion as I do. And that's how I view it, and it's just immensely fun for me. So
honestly, it's probably why we're all here. Like,
yeah, as you said before, Sturdy. I mean, this is a major community. And right now communities are very important. So go horror, go metal. Definitely.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll say whatever you're into as far as
if you're into ICP and you don't harm anybody, go for it.
Yep. He's right.
I mean, you wouldn't do it on purpose, but whippets and Fago to a certain point. Don't go out in public anymore. But they are not a terrorist group. Let's be honest. I mean, it'll be like like Coma being the head of ISIS or something. Just.
Oh man. But we are going to wrap this one up, people. Make sure you guys check out Popcorn and Pints. We are going through the Harry Potter franchise. We are doing
Order of Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince.
Boom. 5 and 6 this Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Join the journey. If you haven't watched the movies, you should definitely check them out. They're not bad. They're actually pretty fun. And I know, people, you can go on a bunch of fucking different podcasts that Sturdy's been on. I probably talked a lot of shit about those movies, and if you know me in real life. But I took all that shit back when I watched them a year or two ago. But yeah, so check those movies out and come check us out while we discuss those movies.
Yeah, and once I got past like the first 3 Harry Potter movies, they got really good.
Yeah,
for me,
that's why I picked up
there. 2, because the Azkaban one, Prisoner of Azkaban, wasn't bad, and then Goblet of Fire is my favorite out of the first 4. But I like how it starts to get darker, like part 3. The third one is when it starts to get darker, but they're teenagers, so it starts to get a little bit more mature. So yeah, come check us out. 4 mature gentlemen reviewing Harry Potter. That's what we're calling ourselves this weekend. 4 mature gentlemen. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Probably not long. And then during Sturd-o-Ween, make sure you come out here every Tuesday.
Slytherin represent.
8 o'clock Eastern time for some more Horror with Sturdy all the way up until Halloween. Then we'll be going back to Thursdays. And Trevor is a Slytherin. I'm a Ravenclaw. I did the whole thing.
I'm not a humongous fan, but my kids were, so
hey, that's fair.
We all ended up taking a house, and
Hey, look, it's cool.
I was the dark, creepy one, so I got.
Hey, listen, if the shoe fits, hey, listen, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get out of here, people, and again, go check out the Video Store Clerks tonight at 10 o'clock. Go to the YouTube channel, give it a follow, give it a like, and have a good time with these guys. And jump in the comments. Don't be shy over there. We're out. Have a great night. I'll see you in your nightmares. Peace. Oh, and Seahawks. Fuck you.